everybody doing today? This is Valerie. This is Illuminated Portal, and that's Jenny. She,
Hi.
she came to visit. We're going to talk about how to raise a vibration. And it's not always easy to keep your vibration at a higher level at all times. Um, if anyone wants to, we will also read cards. So, how do you keep your vibration up, Jenny?
Yeah, sometimes that's challenging, but so what I've learned is if you have thoughts that aren't highest, just change the next thought. Just change the next thought. So if you're having a thought that's like, you know, uh an unhappy thought, then go, okay, it's like reprogramming your brain. Like, okay, no, that's not, no, don't. And then you go, okay, so you think of, well, what is a happy thought? So it's more like reprogramming. I don't know how to say that. Um, so you just choose a happier thought. And so you can't go from bottom to like off the chart happy. So you just choose a happier thought, and then you choose a happier thought, and then you choose a happy, it's like, going up a ladder. Choose a happier thought, and then eventually you get into a good zone.
Yeah.
So that's what I do, but there's
Yeah.
all kinds of things to do. What do
Yeah.
you do?
I do the same thing. It took me a while. I had to do that practice exactly what you just stated. Catch every thought and reframe it, and at least get to the neutral vibration. And then from there, I'd work my way up to a higher vibration. Andrea says hi, Jenny. Can you see the chat at all, Jenny?
No, no.
Okay. Well, I will tell you who comes in. Andrea says hi. Hi, Andrea.
Hi,
Thanks for coming.
Andrea.
So yeah, that really that the crystals helped me a lot too, because I'll go investigate. Okay, what's the properties of this? Anything to get my mind back into spiritual zone, because I know. I mean, that's the awakening is what triggered all this to begin with. To why do I think so negatively? Why do I think so low of myself? And I would have to really examine that, and go into it with with honesty, which
And
was
that's
hard.
not easy. It's
No,
not easy. Like, and
no.
then you think you've done it, and then you got to go back and do it again. You're
It
like, what?
it's layers, isn't it? It's like you feel these layers, and you're just like, oh my god, I thought I dealt with this. There's more, and you just keep doing it because after a while, it's gonna sound messed up, but you get used to it. You're like, oh, okay, I didn't see that aspect of this way of my thinking, but now here's a perfect opportunity to work on it, right? So
Yeah.
I think we just go with it like that and constantly stay focused on this awakening
So,
psychic.
but a really easy way, like if you don't want to think about it, is just put on your favorite like music, like
Yeah,
the favorite happy music, and that'll
yeah,
immediately raise your vibration.
yes, yes, it does.
Immediately. But that's only, but it helps you get out of that bottom place,
The funk,
right?
yeah. When you're
And of
down in,
course asking for help, from the archangels, that always helps. But I mean, music is really quick, you
yeah,
know.
music is quick, and the vibration is there. So if you're listening to something upbeat, it's
Right.
going to automatically, your vibration is going to go up with it. If you're listening, just same as if you're listening to something really sad, you can put yourself down in a hole, and you're like, oh my goodness, why'd I do that?
Yeah, like create a playlist of your favorite music from, when you were the happiest, like
Right.
college times or high school times or whenever that was, whatever decade that was for you. Create a playlist that's like your music that takes you to a happy place.
Yes, it does.
And
Vibration
it does immediately.
does. And like you said, talking to somebody who's like minded. and
Yeah.
knows what you're talking about. A lot of times, people that aren't in the spiritual community, in fact, Andrea was just saying this on Ellie's show. How do you talk to the 3D level people in the terms that we use? And I don't want to make it sound like, oh, we're better or anything like that. I'm not trying to say it like that. I'm saying that a lot of times these phrases or words confuse people who aren't experiencing the same thing we are, maybe.
Yeah, I don't really talk about it to other people that are. I just came out of the mineral closet, the crystal mineral closet with my husband, which was he loved it. He actually loved it, and now he
Oh,
wants his own crystals.
and he
Uh,
should get them. He should
so
definitely have 'em.
yeah, but he was a geology major. But then he went into business. But I was really surprised because it's hard to come out of that closet. Oh yeah, I've been spending a lot of money on crystals and stuff.
Mm. Yeah, especially the money part. I'm always like, oh my God, Valerie, stop, but I can't. Like I find things that I gotta have, like a little wand help heal. And I do want to use the crystals.
Yeah,
'Cause you intend the crystals, whatever it is that you're focusing on. Like I want this one around me, help me stay focused and grounded while I'm on this live, right? But
right.
if you want to help, like as a crystal healer, which is what I go to school for, I have all these crystals,
Oh
and they
yeah.
heal me.
So I've been to like not massage people, but healers that they had huge crystals under their massage tables, like the biggest crystals I've ever seen.
Yeah,
You know, and everybody's starting to really discover crystals again,
yeah,
and not just us in the community, but I guess it's a part of the awakening.
yeah. It is.
It's
I think
starting to
so.
become hip to have crystals.
Yeah. And think about it. It took Mother Earth millions of years to form any of these. And the energy that is in them is, it really, I love to get uh, that vibration. My vibration goes higher. Andrea, she just been that she created grieving music to assist with grieving when her mom died. She would play it and sing along and sob. Oh, Andrea, that's sweet though to dedicate music to your mom.
Wow.
I myself singing along with her. When she was listening one day and she wasn't crying anymore, she realized that she had cleared a lot of that, from her mom passing. It shifted. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
So
really what
I've
go
just
ahead, I'm sorry.
discovered like the YouTube meditations for clearing your different chakras, and
Yeah.
that's helping me quite a lot.
Yeah.
But you think you've got it, you think you've fixed it, and then all of a sudden it comes right back and like, oh, I got another layer to do.
Yeah. There's more layers and it's you, a lot of times I listen to a few different, we all listen to different people online and stuff who say a lot of these traumas and pains that keep coming up are a lot to do with past lives. A lot of these wounds we're not even from this life. So that's
Right.
kind of how do you go find that? Because once you see something come up maybe 10 times, you're like, wow, what is the issue here? What am I not seeing? Or like you're doing something wrong when you're trying your hardest. I think that's all you really can do is try your hardest. But then you start thinking, well, maybe
Right.
maybe these other people are right. It's from a different time period, a different lifetime.
Yeah. So talking about healing past lives, when I go to Savannah, Georgia, for I've been going there for a long time, and whenever I get there, I get so happy and that I'm obnoxious, and I say, "I'm so happy, I'm so happy, I'm so happy, I'm so happy." So it turned out that I had 2 lifetimes there, but one of them I died in the fire of 1820. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I was looking back and investigating and looking for names and looking at history. And sometimes I don't, if you don't need to heal that, I don't know. It's not a good, I don't know. It is good if you need to heal it. But so I died in the fire and I had somebody regress me. I actually remembered it. I remembered the
Mm,
death and I was really angry at God. I'm like,
mm,
why are you making me die? I
mm,
haven't even started my life yet. And so like the
mm.
next week or something, I manifested a burn on my face,
Oh, wow.
and
Yeah.
it was from like having like your waxing your lips, but
Yeah.
it was this red burn, like horrible, like blood.
Oh,
And
my
so
goodness.
then I was like, okay, I'm not going to worry about it, I'm not going to think about it.
Yeah.
So there are ways to heal those other lives, and sometimes they're important. you know I don't know.
Definitely, and a lot of times it's funny that you said that you'll get a physical symptom come up on you that you were just taught you just did that past life regression last week, and now this week I have a burn on my lip. It
Right.
means it means something, but we're all we're all I think we're all empaths, we're all psychics. A lot of us are doing that on a daily basis, trying to hone our skills, but we still don't really find out the real reason. Why did that just happen to me? And all you can do is say, "All right, I don't think you're not still mad at God. I don't think, right?
No, no,
So
no,
yeah,
that
so
was
I
at
don't.
the time of death, and that was
Yeah, that's
like
what I mean.
three lifetimes ago.
Oh
But
wow,
so
were
so
you young?
it was affecting me in a physical way. And then
Mm,
I went and sought help, and we did a regression, and then
hmm.
in that regression we healed it. We healed that
Yeah.
death,
Oh,
and that
nice.
is possible to do.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's fascinating. Were you young? How do you know how old you were in that lifetime?
When I died, I was 16, and I was a
Oh,
twin, and I was engaged to be married, because back then, that was 1820. They
yeah,
got, married really young. And
yeah.
my twin died too, but she didn't cross. And so later on, I had to pray, uh, and then help her cross, which
Oh,
I didn't really know that.
yeah, but
I don't know how
look,
to describe that.
that's really cool though that you got to help her. How if she was stuck, in that limbo.
I had no idea I had a twin,
Yeah,
and the fact that I crossed into the light and she didn't. She didn't because I was told she didn't because she was afraid.
yeah, yeah.
And that's a lot of times, the spirits don't cross because they're afraid. Yeah. So I'm taking on another tangent. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, no, that's fine. Yeah, that's true though. Spirits. There's some spirits who don't cross, and that would be a good topic to talk about. I don't care if you want to talk about it now, but that is important. We're not taught, we're only taught to fear death. Right. It's getting better in this lifetime, but I'm sure 1820, there wasn't too much but organized religion, maybe. I don't know. And it's scary,
Yeah.
for
So,
souls.
I mean, but talking about raising our vibration in this lifetime, sometimes you got to go back to the other lifetimes and heal that.
Yes.
And that raises our vibration in this time. And that's a deep raising of vibration. That's not
Yeah.
a fast fix. Well, it kind of
Mhm.
is, but no, it's really not. No. Yeah.
It's not right.
So, I mean,
You-
so you carry around these things, and
Yeah.
you don't really realize it. Um, I had another lifetime in the same city, which was during the Civil War, and I was a white woman, but I helped. I helped people escape, and I was part of the under. My house was part of the Underground Railroad, and
Oh, cool.
then the person that I was in love with left for the war, and then he never came back, and I never knew what happened to him. So I stopped eating, and I died because I stopped eating. I died of a broken heart. And then in this lifetime, I've had anorexia. So
Oh,
it
really?
carries over. And I'm just not talking about me. Everybody, if you have a
Yeah.
problem in some past lives, it carries over. And we all now need to see that and heal it,
Yeah.
which it can be done.
Yes, it can. And there are all kinds of modalities, past life healing, regressionists. There's all kinds of people that help with these types of things. If
Right.
anyone is
Shamans,
interested,
the
yeah.
shamans.
Andrew is a shaman. Andrew's talking. She said that was really cool, Jenny, your story. And she had a similar situation. And then she said, if something comes up 3 times, it's a heads up that it's a developing pattern. Or yeah, which I agree. We come into these lives if we don't know what, once you're older. Why do I keep exhibiting this behavior or doing this or that, where it's really not a positive thing for the being. And that's when we start digging. We get we and then you get the awakening and all the ascension systems. Sorry, and that are layers on top of everything already, and then you really are though on this mission. How can I heal myself? Because it feels like it doesn't almost feel like it's imperative to heal as much as you can in this lifetime now.
Yeah,
So
right now we have to heal
mhm,
all that past stuff. I believe,
mhm,
because we're ascending. So how can we ascend into the fifth dimension without healing all of our problems of the
yeah,
soul? Does that make
yeah,
sense?
yeah, uh, totally. It's like we have to heal all that lower vibrational stuff that maybe we misunderstood things, whatever it is from this lifetime or past lifetimes, to lighten the load so we can get in a higher, finer vibration.
Yeah.
And it really does free you, though. Every time I work through something or work through a block and raise my vibe the other end, oh, sorry, I come out the other end and the vibration is a bit higher each time. It's baby steps, but it does.
Yeah.
You do know that you're making progress from where you started. At least I can see that in my
Well,
journey.
Valerie, how do you work through your blocks? What do you
Woo!
do specifically?
I do a lot of internal. I went inside like for a few years and just really worked on myself. I didn't know myself. I really didn't know who was Valerie, what was motivating her. Yeah, and I just went in and I just said, let's figure out what we're doing here. What is it that you want to do? But all this stuff kept coming up, all this awakening stuff, and I started spirits and hearing spirit. And at first, like a lot of us, well, I probably did as a kid, but I shut it down. But when it came back as an adult, I was concerned at first, thought I was losing my mind. I wasn't sure, what was really going on. I always knew I was connected, but I didn't know what that actually meant and where it was leading. So I really used the crystal. And because it took me a while to get through my thick head, I guess, you know how your body will just kind of shut down, and I got fibromyalgia, like anorexia. You like certain things will occur that make you trigger you to get some healing. Now, I think we all start with a traditional medicine, but that wasn't working for me after a few years. So I was going into sound healing. Really, sound healing really did a lot for me.
Wow.
That
So gong baths or what?
all of it. She did like 20 different instruments. This lady was awesome, and this was
Wow.
overcoming. And she would say where I was blocked and what it was blocking me. I was totally impressed with her. She was a
Is that
beautiful.
person where you live, or did you
Yeah,
do that remotely?
No, I did. I did it. I went in person here because I was so frustrated with the doctors. And I was in so much pain. And they kept telling me I was going to have to live like that. And that was just the way it was. And I was like, I don't think so. I, I felt inside that there was something I was I wasn't working on or didn't let go or something. And I think a lot of it really was to trust yourself, to know that there's more out here that can heal you other than a traditional MD and pharmaceuticals, the pharmaceutical industry. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of us go through that pain. Like we go through a physical pain to get to uh, another part of our journey. We work through it, come out the other end, and you really do. You're open. Like Andrea says, she's a shamanic practitioner, not a shaman. But
Oh, what's the difference? I
I
don't know the
I
difference.
don't know either. And she's a
Andrea, you need to
I
come
know.
on and say that.
But see, I think that's what we all do. We don't. I guess I never feel like I have enough information. Like I'm not an expert, so I can't say I'm a psychic. Like I do that to myself. So I understand maybe why Andrea's doing it. But a past life I was hung. Oh yeah, Andrea said she had a past life where she was hung. And what I think of, you know, a lot of us were hung as witches, and we were just herbal medicine women. Yeah, and and yeah, your higher, our higher self and a higher power. I think it kind of gives us a trail to follow, and we follow it when we're paying attention. And this is just it unravels so much for us that we get to a point of okay, like now we all kind of hang out together and do things and have fun. Never did that. I would have never made a channel if it wasn't for Allie from Heart and Soul Connected and Lynn. I would have, even though my spirit guides were saying, this is what we need to do now. You need to help people understand how to raise their vibration. Because once you raise your individual vibration, we raise the vibration on Mother Earth. And
Right,
and
right.
we all
And
get
in the
to,
universes, not just Mother Earth,
oh
in the
yeah,
universes.
that definitely. And it just exponentially carries out. Here, I don't know why it's so dense and dark on Mother Earth. I mean, I have my theories and things, and well, if you pay attention though to that, if you pay attention and focus on the news and all the crappy crap going on, that's the vibration you're living. And
Oh
I
yeah,
want
I stopped watching news a long time ago.
right, you know,
Oh my God.
it's torturing yourself. That's what it felt like. It feels like I'm
Right,
torturing myself if I
right.
do.
I even think that people that are reading on politics, I can't watch it anymore. I
Yeah,
cannot watch it
none of it.
because it lowers my vibration.
Hmm.
I mean, a little bit, the snippets,
Yeah.
but over and over and over again, some people that are in the chats and they're like, uh, they're too wound up in it,
Yeah.
and there needs to be some in the political chat, in the political shows. There needs to be some uh, raise the vibration before, raise the vibration after, maybe a meditation
Oh, that's a good
or something
idea.
to
Yeah,
get
you're right.
the people that are watching that are really like they ask the most uh like they're almost saying, when is the earth going to end? you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
that's an exaggeration, but something like that. Like, when is
Yeah.
this bad thing going to happen? When is this bad thing going to happen? It's
Yeah.
like, wow, if you keep asking when the bad things are going to happen, guess what?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So the political shows, and I even like, there's one person I really, really love and subscribe to, but I said, please tell people to raise their vibrations. And by raising their vibrations and not becoming obsessed with this, that will help the political more than anything you can watch.
Isn't then, and that is so true, because if we took all that power of watching it, okay, here's what's going on, and it's pretty ugly, but here, let's all get together and send some love to it,
Right.
have the truth be exposed and have it elevated, because we don't want to keep repeating this political system. Is just, it's toxic. As long as there's money in politics, to me, at all, and the lobbyists walk through the halls of Congress paying off our Congress people, we're not free. There's nothing actually really happening, for the benefit of the people, in my opinion. But yeah, you're right. To listen to it constantly without a disclaimer or a little bit of, hey, now that we know all this negativity's going on, let's get together and raise up that vibration.
I would just love to see these political people in our community just at the end do like some kind of meditation, maybe a 5-minute meditation that raises people back up. You know, so it's even in
right.
it's even in the YouTube. I won't say our community; it's in the YouTube community, and so, and of course we can choose what we listen to, of course.
Yeah.
But I would really like to see that, meditations to like help.
Most definitely. I agree with you. That's why I don't, of course, when all this was going on with the last person that was in power there, we were all at that point, or when is this going to end? And
Right.
A lot of these readers got us through that bad.
That's true. I would agree. Yes.
Oh, good. And thank God, I'm so glad they were there, because they were seeing this wasn't going to stay this way, But now that he's being exposed on a daily basis, what is it we can do to raise the vibration? How can we make this system? I don't know, our way of where this will never happen again. How do we keep falling down into these traps with that? And that's I think that has a lot to do with what the people hear all the time being broadcast to them. They think that this is just the norm, and this low vibration is the level, when it's not, and people aren't being explained to that there's so much more to it. We are vibration, we're energy, and we are the ones who control, of course, our vicinity, but we can help control the outer external world too, by what we focus on and how we use our vibrations, I think. Andrea's she walked away. Oh, she said the shamanic teacher practiced for 50 years. Well, you've been practicing. A lot of times we don't even know we've been practicing since we were children. Really, we all had some kind of inkling, but we come into life and we're exposed to all of these experiences, and we're learning as we go. We don't know really what it all is culminating to. But like us, we found out we like the spiritual community. We like being in a higher vibration more than the average vibration that's being broadcasted out there. But see, that's not easy either, though, Jenny, for people to say, well, I'm not going to watch the news anymore. I mean, I get like 10 minutes a week, and I know enough of the background of already what's going on. But it's hard for people to shut the TV off and walk away.
Wow. I mean, I had no idea until, just in this weird time we're in, that all of the media is controlled by like 6 people. I had no idea. I trusted the media.
Yeah.
And now you find out, no, they're just after the money. Most of them. It's sad.
Money, yeah, money and power. I think this is why so many of us came onto YouTube. We were trying to find people that were interesting to us, because the regular TV and what's broadcasted on it, even though there seems to be 600 channels that you pay a lot of money for, but it doesn't seem like there's anything that's really talking about, hey, you know, there's another way. I don't know. I just feel like it was a waste of my time to put my energy into having TV and being like, oh, this show's coming on or that show's coming on. I'd rather come on YouTube and say, oh, Allie's coming on with so and so or something, and be excited about seeing a good
Right.
conversation on stuff like that.
Yeah.
You
There's
know?
so many great people in our community that are coming onto YouTube. It's just extraordinary. It really
And
is. It's a, you know,
everybody's gifted.
very
Everybody has
happy
their
thing.
Yeah. Everybody has their own magic about them. You know, which is
Yeah, everybody has their own thing, which you know, is like, oh my gosh. You know,
yeah.
so we all started taking classes together, and then
Mhm.
people are just gone off and they all have their own special magic that they do, that they have about
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. It is beautiful to see, and that community is growing. And if you even just look back 5 years, how much that community has grown with people who, even if we don't know them, they're talking about the same types of information. You know, a lot of people are coming on. They're waking up
Yeah.
and wake up, and how to maintain this higher vibration. How do I maintain that higher vibration? And coming on YouTube, it helped me a lot on working with certain things. I watched Sage Goddess. Have you ever watched Sage Goddess at all?
No, huh?
She does a every month. She does a new moon and a full moon ceremony every month. But she
Wow.
offers,
Okay.
yeah, you really want to check her out. She's really good.
I will check her out. Yeah.
And uses sound healing, uses sage, all the things to clear and raise the vibration. But she offers classes, and it's a
Mhm.
year-long class. And last year I took her soul alchemy class, and it was that
Wow.
really go down in and help clear a lot of the stuff that was still lingering out. I mean, they're very deep classes. And this year she's doing an oracle class. So each month you're working on one of the psychic abilities, one of the gifts that we all have. And most people either know they have them and understood that young and can see spirit, and like Susan Lynn can talk to see people's spirits and talk to the spirits. But there's so many different types of um, abilities. We're all better at maybe I know things. I forget what it's called now. Clear audio. No, clear.
Care
Not
cognizant, maybe? Care
maybe.
cognizant?
But I just know. I don't know how I know. I could never explain it to anybody, so I never really thought that was much of a gift if I can't tell you, oh, whatever. But learning how to do these things really help, and learning your abilities. So with Sage Goddess, that's what I'm doing anyway in my classes.
That's
But
good.
you
Yeah.
took classes with Kim,
Well, I took
mediumship.
classes. I took Kim and Susan Lynn,
Mm,
psychic abilities, then mediumship, and then psychic hustle, and then the color class with Kim, and then just recently meeting your spirit guides with Susan Lynn. But honestly, so those are good. The
yeah,
practices have helped
yeah,
me so much. The practices,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
when you get, validation of, you know,
Yeah,
what
go
you get.
interview and help and work with somebody. If anyone's watching and doesn't know what the practice is, politics of 3D. Andrea's just talking up a storm. Where we got? There's yeah, there is information about other planets in the universe have gone through ascension as vibration raises. The planets and the beings who live on the planet are high enough to ascend. Hold on. In ascension, she says that's why COVID is here. All that needs to shift is fully exposed. I don't know what you mean, Andrea. In ascension, that's why COVID is here. Did you ever look at COVID as an ascension part of it? Probably. I mean,
Yeah, I think so, because it's given us all time to like think about for a year or more. What are we doing with our lives?
isn't that the truth?
We got stuck in our homes, all of us, all over the
Mm-hmm.
world, and
Mm-hmm.
all we had that we could do was think about, well, what is my life about? What do I want with my life? So it put everybody in like a timeout.
It did.
and then everybody started thinking, well, and then the energies came in and like, well, what do I really want? So yeah, I do think that
I
COVID has
do.
helped the ascension,
Yeah. I
for
don't
sure.
know. She's saying that's why COVID is here, but I agree with everything you said. There was always this thing I wanted before COVID started. I was like, if everyone could just stop and really see how they're living their lives and what matters to them. But everybody's got to constantly go to work. And I was probably saying that 2 years before COVID came. And I said it would be such a blessing if we could all just stop and see what we're doing and how we're coming through, how we're using our energy in this world. We're being drugged along by the outside forces. And then it did happen. And I was so excited. I was like, not that people were obviously getting sick and passing away, but so many people got to sit at home with their families and really enjoy their families and their life in their own home, and then contemplate, where do I want to go from here? If this ends or when this ends, what is it that I really want to do? And
Right. Yeah.
and, and we can see
And
a
if your
lot of
life
people,
isn't working, what do you need to do to change it?
right. And look how many people didn't go back to work. How the great resignation and the what else do they say? Well, I guess it's the great resignation that all the people they thought would just jump back into work. They lost like 60 plus million workers.
Right. And yeah, and it was like a flip upside down. All of a sudden, the people on the bottom rungs, the truck drivers, the grocery stockers,
Mm-hmm.
shelves, all of a sudden they became the most important people to us.
Mm-hmm.
So the CEOs of these corporations were not the most important people to us.
No,
So it
no,
showed the disparity, and then it kind of equalized, I think, maybe. So now we appreciate those people more.
yes, yeah, and they're still not being treated fairly. A lot of the everyday grocery store workers, stockers, truckers, all of them, they're still just, you know, they're not being paid as well as they should be. They did stay on the front lines. The nurses, oh my
And the
goodness,
teachers,
the
oh my
teachers
God, the
had
nurses.
to, yeah, they had to make a whole new way of doing class online, and it it seemed like they, in the capital letters, they wanted us to go back to the way it was. When we all got to see who was really there for us and how the medical community and people working in hospitals, teachers came out and supported, really stepped up and took a very difficult situation and made it a little better for everybody. And that was putting their vibration in it and their passion for what they did, and they made it work. And now a lot of times I'm reading things of where they want to they want to fire these people for whatever their beliefs in. I really don't understand, but I think people are going to see, look, who actually benefited from the six corporations that own the media, made a lot of money, you know,
Right.
and and they made so much money in those the Amazon drivers, like they don't even make enough money to actually maintain a decent living.
It's so ridiculous. It's
I
absolutely so ridiculous.
And you pay the CEO millions of dollars upon millions, and you just blows my mind.
Billions.
But I think that we're in this transition period, and this is why a lot of us here who know about vibration, who are consciously raising the vibration, are helping to elevate those systems that no longer work. They never really did work for anybody except for those at the top.
Just
But
for the rich people, really.
right, right. So we're and the people who may not even be in a spiritual awakening are seeing that they're being treated unfairly, and
Right.
not even have health care during a pandemic. I just things like that. I just don't understand. But
That
again,
was
we're not.
shocking.
Yeah,
That was so shocking.
yeah.
Um, so ask Andrea what she does to raise her vibration.
She's talking about um, they were making money off of COVID. Yeah, greed and selfishness. Andrea, what do you do to raise your vibration? Andrea is so sweet. She came in with us. Yeah, and I think a lot of people that even maybe that was their awakening, their reality of how our workers are treated, them being one of the workers. So
Yeah, I
we're,
don't think people even realized how bad it was. I mean, we
yeah,
now we know, but we
yeah,
didn't realize how bad it was for most of those workers.
that's terrible.
You know,
Send, Andrea is saying, yeah, we were sending in first responders without any protection. Terrible. And this is what we've all seen it. Everybody across the world is witnessing, or, or well, let's just stay in the United States. We're witnessing how they treated these frontline workers, and people realize, hey, I don't want to go back into that. I'm not going back into that. I have something my heart's passionate about, and I'm going to go over in this direction and go that way.
right?
But
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a big lesson, COVID, to all of us. I mean, like, even looking at what happened to the earth when we all stopped, when we all
I knew,
stopped, I mean, the earth
yeah,
came alive again.
didn't take
And
long.
it didn't take long. We had
No.
no idea. So we learned a lot of lessons in that. And, honestly, for many, many, many nights, I'll send love to COVID and thank COVID. And the best way to, let COVID go is to send it love.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that. Don't be afraid. Do not
And
be afraid. Send it love.
isn't
Like
that
an
truth everything?
appreciation.
Yes. Isn't that truth everything? That is the number one key to raising the vibration. If it's something that disturbs you and disgusts you, like she has Trump up here, who was very disturbing to a lot of us. But I sent him love the whole time. You have to
Hmm.
send the thing that irritates you the most or gives you the most fear, send it love. That's the only
That's
way it
true.
gets healed. You're absolutely right. It's the only way it gets healed. It's the only way COVID's going to get healed is by sending COVID love. But
Yeah.
see, the media broadcasts how to be so afraid, be in fear, be stressed, be all these lower vibrational things. And
So being afraid attracts it to you,
yes,
you know,
yes,
and most of us know that in this community, but the rest of the world doesn't know that. We have to get to a point in this world that we are not afraid of that anymore, and then it'll just, die off, go away.
well, this is another reason why death people, we need to like understand what death really is. Death is just dropping your body, your spirit lives forever, right? But we're so conditioned to believe that death is, oh my God, the worst thing that can happen. Well, yeah, to this body, but if you know that that's what happens to everybody that comes here, why aren't we helping educate people about
Yeah.
how to have a beautiful death? Why does
How to
death?
have, I agree. How to have a beautiful death. I agree
Right,
100%.
right.
We should be teaching people how to die and be happy in that. And hospice does a lot of that, but you know, we definitely need to be doing that.
Yeah,
And we probably will in the future.
yeah. Well, a lot of this is changing because of COVID, like you said, and like Andrew was saying, and it's given us a okay. Let's think of a new way to move forward. Obviously, not teaching people. Well, goodness gracious, Jenny, we didn't even teach people how to live, really, let alone even how to die. My mom works in hospice. She's a hospice social worker and has been for like 30 years, and she's so,
Wow.
yeah, she's wonderful. And she's just recovering now from COVID. I want to say hi, Mom, in case she's watching. But you know, that's scary. She's in her 80s, and she still works because
Mhm.
she loves what she does. That's what she's 84 and has more energy than I'll ever have. But
Yeah.
she taught herself that. She taught herself, hey, I'm the only one who's going to live my life. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to be healthy. I'm whatever.
Right.
It's all has to do with vibration now. And I
Mhm.
never even realized it until this moment how I was always negative and down and sad, and she was always happy go lucky, and I used to look at her like, how are you so happy all the time? You know, and until I got to that point, I didn't understand it. So this is why it's like speaking a foreign language to somebody on the vibration thing. But once you realize you have that power to raise your vibration by raising
Right.
your thoughts and your feelings and your beliefs.
And
And like,
that's a huge lesson. It's
yeah,
a huge lesson. It's not an easy lesson, but it's a huge lesson. It's
yeah,
probably one of the most important lessons that we'll ever learn on this earth in this time. Don't you think?
yeah, yes, most definitely. I mean, I came late to the game, I did, but once you're here, you're like, oh wow, what's next? And even if it is something that is painful and you're uncovering, you go through it knowing that on the other end it's going to be a lot lighter. You're going to feel better. You we have like 10 minutes left, so I don't know. Andrew's the only one. He's okay. Andrew's talking about raising the vibration, hanging out with us, listening to music, singing, reaching out, tell the truth. Yeah, truth is vibration, and vibration. If you're faking something, it's obvious. Don't
Well,
you
that's
think?
really hard for me because I'm Southern, and so you grew up thinking, you know, just because you think something, that doesn't mean you're supposed to say it. I mean, you don't want to hurt somebody else's feelings,
No, of
right?
course not. Yeah, of course not.
How do you do that? So how do you do that gracefully? If you think something about somebody, and how do you do that gracefully? I still don't know, because when
Had
you
a
do that,
couple.
everybody calls you a bitch.
Yeah, and I had to learn how to do that. I worked in restaurants all my life, and I was a bartender for a long time. And you have to be and I don't have a deep voice. I don't have a commanding voice. So you really have to have boundaries and be able to state your piece. I state my piece without offending anybody. At least that's my intention, my true intention. If
Mhm.
I feel like something I'm going to say is going to be offensive to somebody, I say I'm sorry. You, But they would have had to bring it up, because I'm not going to just say something to somebody without the conversation being already in progress. But and I have a friend who's having a rough time, and she knows why, and she's not dealing with it. And I'm like, I can't I can't hear these miserable things are happening to you and you're not doing something about it. So I don't know what to do there. You know, I want to be your friend, but I can't see her suffer needlessly. I said my piece. I can't change her. I can't change her situation, or her make the situation better. And that's hard. That's hard because she knows I'm all about vibration and she's trying to be, but she's um, being abused by someone she loves, and it's not, she's not putting her foot down. So
Well, that's her life path, and that's the
yeah,
lesson that she has to learn.
yeah,
So you really can't change that. You can just
no.
be there for her, when she decides to come out of it.
And that's what I told her. I said, I will be
Mhm.
here for you anytime, but I don't know how to be okay with knowing what's going on. And you telling me every week, and you're not
Right.
trying to
Yeah, because
change
she's
it.
like dumping on you and trying to bring it and bringing your vibration down. Correct.
Exactly. So and that's, to me, that's not fair. And I don't want to hear it, but I don't want you to suffer alone. But I don't know why you're even choosing to suffer. So you get,
Yeah, but that might be a soul contract that she has.
I think, oh, definitely is. It definitely
Mhm.
is. But what?
But that's her deal. It's not your deal,
Right.
right, Andrea?
Andrew's talking about finding and supporting our new tribe is vibration, raising the vibration. Speaking the truth about bullying, and speaking up about those killing diversity. What else did she put? We look away from sex trafficking in our communities. We look away from caged children. Armchair quarterbacking will not raise the vibration. That is true. Pick a passion and get involved. That's Andrea. That was all Andrea's stuff. Yeah. But, and I see
So,
her point.
Andrea, I work in a hotel, and we just recently had to go through training. And one of the trainings was how to spot sex trafficking.
Hmm.
And I was like shocked. I've worked in hotels before. I never had that training before. So it is, you know, people are becoming more aware of it.
Yeah.
So it's like little steps up, little
Yeah.
steps up,
Yeah. And the same with bartending. You have to look to see if someone is being abusive to somebody. You have to train yourself to see these things.
And now
Art.
there's a drink that you can ask for a drink. I can't remember what it's called. And it means to the bartenders, and all the bartenders know that
Hmm.
this person's in trouble, call the police or
Yeah.
make sure I get home safe. So
Yep.
there are these cue orders that people can ask of bartenders. I only realized that in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
most
No.
of the bartenders, they know what that is. They know
Yeah. I
what
know
that
what
is.
you're talking about, and I can't remember which drink it is. But
I
I've
can't
had
either.
people. I've
It's like
I've had.
something with lime. I don't remember. I'm not a bartender, but
I'll have to look
yeah,
it up. But I've
that's
had
really
people.
important
Yes, it
because we
is.
never
I've
had
had
that when we
people.
were coming up. You know.
Well, I've had people pass me a napkin and tell me they needed help, and I
Wow.
got them help. Yeah, I've done that a few times. Or I could see somebody was being abusive to somebody. This guy, one time, he just like hit his girl right in front of me, and I had him arrested. I was like, no, 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 that doesn't go on. I mean, people will act like this in public, and you're like, what in the world? And this was a hotel. I worked in a hotel, a big hotel chain, and it
Hmm.
was a nice bar. And he just, man,
He
I had
hit
to,
her in front of
yep,
everybody.
in front of everybody. I picked up I called security, but I had a bottle in my hand. I said, if you hit her again, I'm gonna hit you with the bottle. I didn't know what else to do because I couldn't defend her any other
Oh
way.
my gosh.
But security came pretty quick. and it was taken care of.
Yeah,
But
we
I
like
mean,
security. We like hotel
yeah,
security.
yeah,
They're
he
our
was
protectors.
yes, yeah. It's so important, and it's females, especially like Andrea's talking about, women and children get abused. Yeah, we're the targets, and uh, no, it's never okay that a child or a woman is abused. Andrea, never.
No.
Um, and unfortunately, we have lived on this lower vibration where uh, men who are stronger than us have taken advantage of that by using force against us. And this is where, um, what if this? Yeah, it is. Okay, Andrea's saying, what if this stuff is for us to stop blaming the victim? Of course. Never blame a victim, never. And those that are weaker physically, women and children, this is where I think another part of raising a vibration is coming in, where that's not gonna be a thing any more than oh geez, what we were just talking about. Those types of behaviors are fading away. And as long as that higher vibration is here and we keep raising, that lower vibration cannot live in a higher vibration. That's why
Right.
you and I are both on the same page of this. This is why we only raise, do things and hear things and say things that raise our vibration. Only. I mean, we can't help sometimes hearing stuff from the external world, but for the most part, I know that you make it a point to stay in a higher vibration.
Yeah. And anybody that needs to raise their vibration and they're in trouble, all you have to do is ask Archangel Michael to come in with that sword and help you.
Yeah,
And that's immediate. That is
yeah,
immediate.
yeah.
You know.
And a lot of the ascended masters, archangels, the higher self. The thing is, with any of these beings, you have to ask.
You have to
You
ask.
have to ask. And, it's not so much that you have to believe it. You'll believe it once you see results of somebody, some help coming through to you. But Archangel Michael is pretty fast, and he is right on it.
Yeah.
Um, it's
Yeah.
actually
And he's like an
beautiful.
equal opportunity angel. He helps everybody.
Yeah, yeah, he does.
You can be Buddhist and he'll help you. There's
Yeah.
no, religion involved.
Yeah, the organized religion kind of tried to separate everybody out, where that's not true. That's another
Mhm.
falsehood that we're rising above and realizing um, those higher dimensional beings don't look at things as sectioned off like humans tried to make them. But we have a couple minutes. Is there? Andrew's saying using our voices for those who it is not safe to use their voice. Most definitely. Yep.
Yeah.
We're all what we all have our like you said, Andrew. We all have our something that we're working to make better here. And Jenny's here to keep the vibration higher, and that's what we work on, maintaining that vibration, keeping it high, keeping our
So you were
practice up.
talking about crystals. I want to show you my big ass piece of selenite.
Yes, please. Oh, look, that
Look
is
at it.
beautiful.
It's like a trunk of a tree.
It's exactly what it looks like too. That's gorgeous.
And you know
I
what?
love
You'll
that.
never guess where I got it.
Where?
Home Goods.
Home Goods I hear is a really hot place for crystals, and it's not that much. Was it that much money? How was it
No, it
expensive?
wasn't much. I don't remember how much it was, but it wasn't much. It's not anywhere like near, like most people don't know what it is. I thought it was like a crystal, and then I realized it was selenite. But that hunk, look, it's a hunk.
Yeah, it is a hunk. Selenite is a crystal.
It's
Selenite's a crystal.
huge.
Yeah, it is.
And selenite keeps away bad energy. That's one
Yeah.
of the you know, biggest
it
thing.
removes,
So I highly
yeah,
recommend somebody buying a hunk of selenite.
yes, it removes anything bad, like out of anything. Selenite immediately clears, and so does shungite. Here, shungite and selenite kind of do the same thing, where they immediately clear
Hmm.
any
I know.
negativity around you. So if you have
So,
any negative around you, use a clear crystal or a black crystal. To
yeah.
at least have those two, and that'll clear your energy field around.
So this is a necklace that I got in a store, a retail store.
Oh my goodness.
And look how big this is. Can you see how big it is?
That is gorgeous. What is that? Is selenite also?
No, I think it's just real quartz crystal.
That's gorgeous.
I think, and then it has
That's a
citrine
beautiful
and
piece.
aquamarine on it. I got it in a retail store. I saw it way down on the
It has
bottom of a
citrine and what?
shelf. I'm like, oh my gosh, I need that.
I understand. I have a crystal fascination. What else do you have? You have any other
Well,
pieces to show?
I got this as lapis lazuli. Can you see it?
Beautiful. Yeah. It's
And then
gorgeous.
Jen told me to buy. She said I need a mala of. Can't remember what it's called. Lapis lazuli and is it obsidian? Obsidian.
It looks like obsidian. It's a black. Is it
Yeah.
black and shiny?
So
Yeah, that's
and then yeah, and then I have an amethyst necklace that was my grandmother's, and so I'm
oh.
kind of wearing what Jen told me to wear.
I know
And
Jen
at
suggested.
night, I you know how Jen has her like the stones in her bra. I have this necklace that's like leather necklace, and I have all my stones like laying on the leather necklace, and I go to sleep. So I
Is
really love the fact that you can turn stones into jewelry, you know, and then
yes.
wear them. Yeah,
So you like the jewelry. That you like jewelry. I
yeah.
don't wear a lot of jewelry. I have this. It's crystal, clear quartz crystal, and it's garnet.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And it's yeah, I wear that a lot. But I slept with this thing for years. This is what got me through all my pain. This is obsidian, and
Wow.
that got
Look at
me
that big
through.
hunk. Wow.
Yeah, that's my baby. I
I
slept
need a
with this
hunk of
thing.
obsidian.
Me and the dog, yeah. Jen told me to make she said to use jade, so I used the selenite with the jade and clear crystal, and I made a mound. It's
Yeah.
all right there, but that is, I've
Wow.
noticed it's helping. I got this yesterday. This is a different. This is a new mineral. It's a cat, but it's made out of.
Wow.
Yeah, isn't that cool? It's made out of agni magnetite. What? Let me make sure.
Wow.
And it's a form of tektite that acts the solar plexus. It was formed with a meteor crash
Yeah.
and into the islands of Indonesia. He is the Hindu word for fire. So it's increases energy levels and brings protection.
Wow. So
I
did
just
you get
got
that? So did you get that from a local mineral shop?
I got this on Sage Goddess website because I not
Oh,
only does
okay.
she
I'll have to
teach,
check that out.
she teaches classes, but she started out on Etsy with
Oh, okay.
sage bundles and about 10 years ago. But
Yeah.
now she has a website. I mean, beautiful stuff. You'll love it because there's a
Wow.
lot of jewelry. Lot of
I mean, I'm
jewelry.
sure where you live, because I know where you live, that there must be a lot of art shows that have jewelry that's crystals and minerals.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But when everything was closed down, I decided to take the stage guys classes because we couldn't go anywhere. Well, I didn't know. I
Right.
was buying some things off of Etsy, and I still do, and I buy stuff off of hers. But I haven't really been out. I go out a little bit. Like I went to
Uh-huh.
there's the gem and mineral show that comes through here a lot, and I didn't go the last couple times.
Yeah.
There's one coming up. I'm gonna go to that. I
I've
said,
been watching YouTubes of the Tucson Gem Show. Oh, it's 100 shows. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm just like riveted to watching all these. I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, I want to be there so bad.
Oh, you would have loved it. The Sage Goddess went and take her Crystal Masters class too. So she was always every day she would come on live 2 times a day from the Gem Show, from 2 to 1 Gem Show, and
Oh,
she gives away stuff. I won something. I couldn't believe it. I won a piece of moldavite and a tourmaline,
a
and I can't wait.
Moldavite? You won a
Yes,
Moldavite?
yes,
Oh my
and I was so
gosh.
excited. So it isn't here yet, but as soon as it gets here, I'll show it to you. But
Wow.
I'd
I have two
I got
pieces of Moldavite, but they don't want to be with me, so I keep losing
what?
them. I keep losing
Oh,
them. Like I'm not ready for Moldavite yet. So they're
moldavite is
somewhere
serious.
they keep like jumping away from me.
Yeah.
I think that's so funny
Let
because they're
well
so
let it
powerful.
Yes, let it just sit in one of the rooms and just let it be. And my son has a real big piece, but I use it a lot for different things.
Yeah.
So I always go back and I give it to him. But he um he carries it with him every day. But he's a Scorpio. And Scorpios can deal with those intense energies. It took
Right.
me a couple of years to where I could even really hold it with me for a very long time. But now I can. But see, that's another you remove blocks. It's gonna open up doors that you can't close because you're already going through it with motivate. You know what I mean? And it's like, uh-oh.
Wow.
But I didn't even realize those things until after they happen, it's like, but well, we're a little bit over. Is there anything else you wanted to
Okay.
talk about? Or are you ready? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No,
Or
but I
we got
think we should do it again.
that definitely. All right, we'll say bye to Andrea. Love you
Bye,
too, Andrea.
Andrea. Thank you.
Bye, Jenny. Thank you for coming on with me. I appreciate
I
all your
enjoyed
help.
it so much.
I will see you tomorrow.
No,
Bye. No.
I don't do Wednesdays. I do Mondays.
Oh, okay. I'll see you Monday.
Okay.
Be
Bye.
safe. Honey. Bye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye.